In this video, I want to talk about something that you should never say as an apprentice. It's something that rubs me the wrong way every time I hear it. And anytime I speak to other journeymen, it is the one thing that an apprentice can say that'll completely shut down the conversation, completely shut down the teaching, and completely shut down moving that apprentice forward in the trajectory that I know you want to go, right? You want to get better. You want to be the best. And that's saying, I know. And why do I know this? Well, I'm not Mike Rowe. I'm not one of these other trade advocate influencers who's never been there and never done that. I did my apprenticeship and have been in this industry almost 30 years now as a superintendent, as a foreman, and as a journeyman. I get up early every morning just like you, lace up the boots, show up to work, ready to take on whatever craziness comes my way, got my tool belt strapped on just like you do. So these are my perspectives after my time in the trade, and there are a couple of reasons why I think this is such a bad thing to say. And then I will share with you kind of my workaround that I used as an apprentice, kind of my way of negotiating when I thought I knew something, but didn't want to frustrate or anger or shut off the valve of teaching knowledge that somebody was willing to share with me. So number one thing that happens, as I explained already, there is no obligation of a journeyman or foreman to teach you anything. They've earned their knowledge over years of doing the same thing, making mistakes, trial and error, year after year, some of them after year after year after year after year, right? I've had the good luck in this industry to work with a lot of old timers where I was going into my 40s and I was still called the kid. So I've worked with a lot of older guys that have knowledge that I wanted because I have always wanted to be the best. And if I want to be the best, I want to know every tip, every cheat, every trick, every hack that I can in order to put that into my toolbox that's up here, this toolbox, in order to maximize myself now as a journeyman, but back then as an apprentice. So anything that you say that can shut off that spigot or frustrate that journeyman or make them kind of change their mind on what they're going to show you or how long they're going to spend teaching you, or if they're going to take time out in the middle of what's going on, in the middle of the hectic chaos that's going on the construction site, if they're going to take the time to teach and show you something, or if they're just going to move forward because that's what they know how to do. And I think when you say, I know, well, I shouldn't say I think because I know, I've experienced it. When you say I know, you shut that off. And that's the last thing you want to do as an apprentice. I try to tread lightly in that area, even as a journeyman, especially if I'm working with guys that have been in this industry longer than I have. Number two, what it does for you into your mind is shut off your mental, you put a ceiling on mentally what you think you know and what you think you need to know. And that might even be more dangerous than shutting off the journeyman or the foreman that you're working with, right? It's because you are demonstrating to yourself that you think you know something that maybe you do, but probably you don't. And at the very least, even if you have a very good knowledge of something because you have been doing it for a while, there's always another way. As we say, right? There's more than one way to skin a cat. Personally, and I think you're the same way, you want to know every single way that there is to skin that cat. And then from that knowledge, you can choose what the best way to do it in any given situation, right? I don't know if you can hear it. We'll see if the sound reduction's working, but I got a train coming through here right now. Sorry, I'm filming in my car. I have a little studio in the works, but I get excited about creating these videos and creating content to help out apprentices and young journeymen become better and maximize what they have going on. And I kind of decided to get started, and here's where we're at in the front seat of my car. So I hope you can overlook that and see the future of retrocraft here on YouTube. Now to the hint, or the way that I think as an apprentice, I circumvented this and kept this from becoming a problem that held me back or kept me from learning or maximizing day in and day out, right? Because there's no hack to getting better in this trade. If all we had to do was watch a YouTube video or read a book, you would all be journeymen already, right? But rather, we got to show up each day, put in the time, put in the reps, get to our 10,000 hours, right? That say that you can become a master at what you're doing. So what I would do, because inevitably, if you ask somebody how to do something, especially, right? Foreman comes up, says, I want you to do this or do that or do this. And your response is, well, how do you want me to do it? Very often, they're going to come back at you and say, well, you don't know how to do it? And to that, I always try to respond with, I know how I would do it. I want to know how you would do it. And by throwing them a bone like that, of showing that you understand that you don't know everything, that you want to learn some new ways to do things, you will open up the doors to knowledge. Because there are very few things that skilled tradespeople like to do than share their knowledge. Because as an industry for a very long time, blue-collar people have felt like they were looked down on, have felt like there was very little value to what they brought to the table. So if you can show them that they're bringing value to the table, if you can show them that you believe what they have to say and what they think and how they work is a benefit to you, you will get that knowledge, those cheats, those hacks, everything that you want from them will be available to you by just showing a little bit of respect and saying, I want to know how you do things. So that's all I got today. You can get back to work.